So I'm going to jump right into it. But before I get to the big news, which I will get there very soon, I promise. Before I do that, I want to know a couple of things from everybody. First of all, where are you watching from tonight? It's 7:00 here. It's probably late for a lot of our friends over in Europe. But
Yes.
So where are you watching from? And what else? I had other questions.
Have you been on a live with us before? Yes or no? There we go.
So where are you watching from? Have you been on a live? Oh, I wanted to know, and this will make more sense later.
Yes.
But I wanted to know, did you have to do any adulting this week?
Oh,
and
good question.
I don't know if you know what that means, but like, have you had to make one of those delightful adult decisions where you're like, man, it'd be so much easier to not be an adult this week? Yeah. So I want to know that. So where you're watching from, and have you had to adult this week? We had, I'm not going to say a bad week last week, but a challenging week with a lot of adulting.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a little bit.
And adulting looks different for each person. It probably looks like spending time doing things that you didn't necessarily want to do, or spending money on things that you definitely didn't want to spend money on.
Yeah. That's what adulting is.
It's part of adulting, right? So
I remember my last question. Okay. Also, obviously, I don't know when you will all be watching this, but like in the playback, but Thanksgiving is this week in the USA, and we have people from all over the world who are part of the Heartway Farms family, but It is obviously Thanksgiving here in the States. First of all, what are your plans for Thanksgiving? Are you hosting? Are you trying a new recipe? I love hearing all that sort of stuff.
We've got lots of recipes to look at too. Don't forget to check those out.
We have a lot of recipes.
Yeah.
So all of those things. Hi, everybody. You guys, I can't even keep up with it.
Wait, let's see here.
I see Ruth right off of the bat.
Yes.
So
Oregon, Indiana, Carolinas, California's, Connecticut's. Awesome. So cool.
I host my side of the family here, and it's actually a smaller group because some family's out of state or isn't available, and so there's only going to be like 15 of us.
Thanks for the happy birthdays, by the way, people.
Yeah, Josh is 45. Am I allowed to tell people your age?
Wow. Just got hit by the bus. That's like adulting right there.
I am younger than him, just for the record, by several years.
Yes. That's why she has glowing skin and I have old gray hairs.
No, that's fake. That's fake news. No. So
Mr. D, hello. How are you doing? We are going to give you a special shout out. And Erica, hello from Oklahoma.
You guys, so good to hear from everybody, but I can't stare at that. I'll get totally distracted.
Yes.
Daryl knows how I have my squirrel moments, so I got to stay on track. So I'm hosting my family. We're hosting my side of the family on Thursday. And I remember when I first started doing that, just in case, Mom, if you're watching, I'm happy to do it. I'm not saying that I'm not. I love doing it. But I remember like being up at night, like a couple nights before that very first time I had to host, because it seemed kind of overwhelming. Like, shout out whoever's got a small kitchen, give me a small kitchen shout out.
Yeah, we can touch all sides of the kitchens by spinning our hands like this. So.
So it stressed me out a little bit because I was like, well, I can only bake so many things. I can only cook so many things at one time. And I had to come up with like a schedule so that I could get everything done on time. Now it's easy. It's like, once you figure it out, it's no big deal at all. But Daryl called you a young pup.
Young pup. Thanks, Daryl. Yeah.
And just remember, I'm a younger pup.
Yes. Keep it up. We'll have a discussion in our adulting moment when we get off camera here.
Yeah. No, so I'm looking forward to it. And then on Josh's side, his sister is hosting this year, so that's easy. That's a blessing to just show up and bring us, bring a dish to pass, and it's really fun. But I wouldn't trade it. I'm grateful even for my small kitchen and being able to have everybody here and do all those fun things.
Here we go.
So don't forget to keep asking answering my questions. Where are you watching from? Josh wanted to know if you've been on a live before, if this is your first time. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? And what adulting have you had to do this week?
All
right.
Adulting.
Yeah. Now something fun, and I'm going to get, I'm going to say our fun, exciting news, but that doesn't mean you all get to disappear, right? Like you all get to stick around to hear about some of our challenges from last week. But before, just in case you haven't heard or seen yet on social media.
Are you just giving a little tidbit right now?
I'm just going to give a little tidbit. We are so excited. And, you guys were all guessing a few days ago what the news was. No babies, folks. No babies. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but no babies this time. What other guesses did people have? Milk cows. A lot of people are guessing milk cows. Even Erica might have said that. I can't remember. Somebody said dairy cows. I really, really want dairy cows, but it's not the season to do that again.
Not yet. No.
Still not this season.
We are going to be processing a steer that we've been talking about. We're going to finally get to it, people.
Yeah, and we will
finally get to it. That's part of adulting. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh, Pamela has a double oven, and that is like my dream kitchen someday. There's goals. There's some adulting goals as well.
All right, give a little snippet here. What are you going to show?
So if you haven't seen it yet, we have created a labor of love. And what have you guys been asking us to make for you for? I mean,
let's hear some comments quick.
For as many years as we've been doing the channel, and
besides babies.
Yeah, most people. My daughter also wants me to have more babies, so you guys are not the only ones. But you've been asking me and the girls since the beginning to be creating the cookbook. That's right. I'm already seeing it come through. We spent a lot of time and effort and energy, and it was fun. It was really fun because I got to sit down and work with Marie and Julianne, and we made a team effort and began creating our, they're in digital form, but I'm telling you, I know I'm calling them digital, but they print beautifully. And we wanted to make sure that whatever we created, because I don't always like looking at my phone. I don't always like looking at my computer. We wanted to make sure that you could print these and put them in a cute little book or whatever you wanted to do. And I'm just so happy with how they turned out. So we have created 3 cookbooks, not just one, 3 digital cookbooks. Each of them have several of our favorite recipes that are based around that particular topic, like everyday breads. And I love sharing these because these are the recipes we use day in, day out. I mean, they are tried and true. Like we use them all the time. So especially our everyday breads. That's the only one I brought in here to show y'all. But we also have the gourmet desserts.
Hello, Fargo. I've been there. I've been to Fargo. There we go. I got that one.
Josh is getting distracted.
Yep, squirrel.
He's doing the squirrel. So the breads, of course, we use all the time. We love baking homemade bread. And I get so many comments from all of you especially about the crusty bread.
Yep.
But you've got to try the other ones too. The sandwich loaf bread, all of them, several of them are in here, and you guys can try them. Homemade pizza crust, homemade tortillas. These are our favorites in here.
Carb overload.
Well, we're not scared of carbs, folks.
No, we are not.
Good quality flour is good. So we have the everyday breads. We have chicken made easy. If you've been around or you're part of the Heartway Farms family for any period of time, you know that we love canning up our homegrown and raised chicken.
Yes.
We like to can it up and have it in the root cellar to have available all through the winter.
Yep.
We were just talking about this today on our way to Azure Standard.
So I'm gonna move this along here real quick. These are paid resources because there was a lot of work that went into this, and I am asking the girls to work on getting another version of this going in as soon enough time. But you have some free resources because these are paid. So what are the free resources that you put together to go with this?
I love you, but I wasn't done.
I am. I want free resources.
So we have the everyday breads, the chicken made easy, and then the gourmet desserts. Maybe I did get through all of them. See, I don't know.
No, you didn't.
I just am doing it out of order. So anyway, these we obviously have worked hard. The girls get a cut. This is like a family affair here. So anyway, those are available.
There's a lot of work that's gone into it.
And we were so happy to do it. And I love how they turned out. I was really happy about that. And I love how they print. They're super pretty. Of course, we would create stuff that we like.
Yes.
But what Josh is talking about,
free resources. I like free stuff too.
Yes. One thing that we've also been working on for a long time is I created a template or some tools and resources. Some are free and some are available for purchase for you to create a year's worth of meals. Does that sound crazy? Because it used to sound crazy to me as well.
A year.
That's
a long
like
time.
you can either repeat every month or you can do a new one every month if you want. I
Right.
have to make food. We've homeschooled the kids.
You have to make food every day.
Everybody wants to eat every day.
That's part of adulting, right?
They don't stop eating. No, I'm just kidding. But
that backdrop was done by Marie. That's a hand-painted wall mural. So thank you, Karen, for pointing that out.
So everybody needs, wants to eat every day. Josh works a rotating schedule. So when he's home for all the meals. When he's gone, he's gone. And because we homeschool as well, the kids are here.
Yeah.
I don't get to send them off for hot lunch at school or, pack a sandwich or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have to come up with meals for pretty much every meal of every day of every year. So I created some. Again, I think these are so pretty. This isn't even the announcement because we already announced all this, but some really pretty resources. It's hard to see in the camera. You'll have to go look at the link below and then you can really see them. And they just turned out so beautiful. So they're giving you ideas. And these ones that have all of my meals and all of my ideas, those are free and you can go find them. I'm covering my face. Yeah. It's hard to see in the camera, but they turned out so nice and I'm just really happy with them. And if you don't ever want to have to come up with your own meals, you can use my ideas. And we have videos and recipes available for almost all of these. There's a few in there that we don't, but there's a lot that we have videos on. So you can go check them out.
I'm gonna pause for a quick second and say hello to our friend from a long way away over in the land of kangaroos. Hello, Mr. Michael Avery. Hello.
Hi, Michael. I'm so glad you're on here. So anyway, we're really just excited about it. It's been something that I've wanted to put out for a few months, but we were just, fine tuning everything and making sure everything was ready and just at its best for all of you. So I know everybody wants to eat all the time. I mean, I've got, just in case you don't know, we have 6 kids and some of them aren't even kids anymore. So we have 6 young adults, 6 children. They range from 18 down to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, my teenagers can eat. They eat more than you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I'm getting a little bit older.
You've mellowed in your old age. I know. Okay. So we touched on this, but Dee keeps saying we need to add forest creatures back here. Which side is it? You guys can't see it.
Yeah.
Well, that's on that side, but there's also one up here that you can't see. So that's Samuel and Peter. Is that what I named the antelope and the deer?
I don't know.
I don't know
for sure.
I'm sure someone else will remember. So actually that transitions us to something exciting that happened, which I think you already quick talked about, but what happened this week?
We actually got to harvest our first deer of the year off the property here. So William and I were out. Let's see if I can pull pictures real quick here. Yes, no, maybe so. Let me try here real quick. So keep going.
While you're looking, Erica, thank you so much. We really do our best to put out recipes that we have tried and are trusted and we love and we use, unless I tell you ahead of time that it's an experiment, which we've had. And some of those have flopped. And then I don't put those into my weekly or monthly recipe schedule or anything like that. So Josh and Will, let me see. You guys have hunted before on the property.
Yes.
We are currently on 14 acres in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to assume that everybody knows that. And
okay, I'm going to pull this up here.
Go ahead.
Here. Yes, no. This might not be it. I don't know.
It's okay. We'll skip it. We can just talk about it. So we're on 14 acres in Illinois and they went out back and, they've gone out back before and sat in the tree stands and all that and haven't gotten anything.
Right.
And this time I was so happy that they got a little buck. He was big. Actually, he was really big, but he was a good size. His body was big. He was not
I'm trying to pull the picture real quick here.
Okay.
Sorry.
So anyway, they had fun. This was Sunday morning before church. So it was like, hurry up. And yeah, someone commented.
Here we go.
Vonnie commented that William hauled that deer like a boss. And I was like, yes, he did. And I was up in the house. Our house is at the front of the property here and comes up on a hill. And so I can see all the way to the back. And I couldn't see all the way back there, but I could see, I was like, he looks like he's struggling. Like, what is he carrying?
Yes.
And so they got a good size buck.
So that was a fun experience. We're going to move on to the sad experience for our family. We're giving you guys updates and we want you to fire off. If you have any questions for us, fire them off right now. We'll try to sift through them and throw them out there at us as far as what you got questions for us. So a sad thing, 13 years in the making was Josie, the German Shepherd. She was our puppy. And this was the day that we brought her home.
She's the same age as my William. So she was 13. They were just a couple months apart.
Yeah.
And we've had her here. And, of course, as she got older, she had, we could see some issues, as she got older and whatnot. Yeah. But she was completely deaf. Yeah. But we had to make the really tough decision and put her down last week. Yeah. So Josie, of course, that was hard for everybody.
Josie got put down. She spent her last day on the farm here before she went on the final long walk with Dad, myself. She was overlooking William while he was processing his lambs for people here. And so she got to spend a good, long, happy life here at the farm. And really, she was really healthy most of the time there. So that's a good thing. So yeah.
It came time. And I know many of you can probably relate to this, but she was losing bladder control. Yeah. And of course, as an indoor dog, that doesn't work for very long. And so we realized that was the time. So, it was, the kids have had her, since, like I said, William was a baby and they've had it for a long time. So those are really tough decisions.
This is adulting.
This is real deal adulting. And you know what the hardest thing is? And it's so funny because I'm like, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not actually that sad about Josie. I knew that time was coming and I had prepared myself. Yeah. But as a mom, seeing your kids hurt, that's a whole different thing. And when you can't change that, like you want to fix it or you want to rationalize that for them, that's really tough. So that was a really tough thing this week. Another tough thing in a different way. I know I hate that kind of adulting too. And then, when you're kids, another difficult thing, but a good thing is we made the tough decision to go ahead and, we didn't sell her, rehomed her back to where she came from, which is a trusted family member's house. We decided to go ahead and reduce our horses down to one. And so Jazzy is going back to my aunt's house, which I love. I think that's great. Yeah. But it was just we had tried to work with her and that it was like, we just decided if this was going to be a tough week.
Let's just pull the Band-Aid off at one time here, right?
If this is going to be a tough week, then we are just going to pull off the Band-Aid and get it all over with at once. But again, the kids are amazingly amazing. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. They have their moments, like Tabitha loves all of the animals. Yeah. And a couple of the kids had obviously a sweet spot for either Josie or for the horse, and so those things are really difficult to make those tough decisions. So those were like the super not fun adulting moments. And then we had a couple other things that happened. Yeah.
My goodness, you're just rattling them off here.
I know. I'm not saying it really wasn't a bad week. It was just one of those weeks where I was like, I seriously started the day on Wednesday and I was like, Lord, I need you to help me through this day. Like I could tell that it was going to be like Tuesday and Wednesday last week. I was like, I need help getting through this because it's just a lot to carry. You have to be kind of strong when the kids are having a tough time. But this is not emotional, but we also had to replace the tires on one of the vehicles. Yeah. And
what? and we had to fix the other vehicle.
No, the water heater.
Oh, and the water. That's right. So here we go. We fixed 2 vehicles, and we also got to replace a water heater. So this is just all things. We use our water heater hard, and this thing has been.
When we moved in, it was
we can cook chicken with our water. It's so hot. So we know that it gets used a lot. It goes through its paces, and it was a long, like, it's been here way longer than we've been here. And
oh yeah.
And so that water heater has since moved on to the water heater heaven, and we have gotten a new one. So I'm sure that some scrapper is going to be happy when he picks it up when I get it up to the curb eventually.
I was gonna say, technically, it's still out on our back patio.
Yes, yeah. And so we had something else, and you guys will all recognize this picture here.
But this is good adulting.
This is good. It's just, it's a natural gas water heater. Sorry, I was looking at the question there. It's a natural gas water heater because thankfully we are on natural gas. We are not on LP because we're on a farm property, but we have the rare instance of having actual natural gas to our property, which not a lot of farms have that around us sometimes. So this is the other big one here. Yes, that system right there is called a well drill. And it is a well drilling rig, and they have been drilling, and they are now at 300 feet. And that is a 300-foot deep well that we now have on the property to replace, or actually right now it's to augment our
farm,
our residential side of it. And this is going to be a farming well for us. So yes, it went, no pun intended, when it rains it pours, right?
But it was okay. That's where the good Lord carries us and gives us enough grace to take care of all of those things and to be strong enough through all of it.
Yeah.
And in the midst of it, it just happened to be a week where Josh was off work. And so we tried to make an effort to go walk at a couple forest preserves that were new and try some new restaurants and all the things. So
Levi, thank you for the
bad dad joke.
Well. Yes.
So, but this well project is a huge blessing despite the adulting side of it. Because one thing, and I don't know if any of you have had this experience or not, but when we moved onto the farm, which we were just talking about this, it's been 7 years.
Yeah. This next spring will be 8 years, right?
I don't know where the time goes, but when we moved here, of course, they tested the well and it properly functioned as they saw fit or whatever. Yeah. But apparently they didn't take into account watering animals. And
there was a family of 8 that was going to be sucking the well dry.
10.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
With mom and dad, mom and dad here too. So this has been it's a juggling act here. It's kind of a little bit of a circus act. I'm like, hey, if you're doing laundry, then I won't. Or if we have to fill up the animals' waters, then everyone hold on. It's a huge project. Yep. There's a huge mess in our side yard, as you can see there behind the fire pit. But it's going to be amazing going into next year. Yes. We had really hoped that we were really hoping that the winterization of the well being through, we are installing frost-free water systems. Yes. And what else?
Frost-free water system is a big thing. It's going to have trench lines eventually laying down the pasture for the animals and
from front to
back. So it's almost 3,000 feet of trenched in lines. And that's we're going to augment that. So we have during the summer months or the non-freezing months, we have the RPS solar pumps, and we have the different ways to move water around our property, which is a huge blessing. It is. But years and years and years of carrying 5-gallon buckets of water in the winter, we're hoping we're going to curb that a little bit here and come to an end on that. So yes, they will be doing a submersible pump in this well. I think our static water supply is going to be right around 80 feet. But we had to get down to that makeup of the water. So they're going to be setting the well deeper than that. So it's got the makeup and all the science behind that. So we are going to be doing a lot of that work here right after Thanksgiving to get the pump and the well up and kind of going and serviceable and that side of it. But then the trenching is going to have to be weather permitting based on that. So we will see kind of where we get at that point in time. So And it's supposed to produce at least 15 gallons per minute was the projection. And that's at the very minimum. So there's some well information there. Well.
But so I'm keeping it in perspective. Like, we've never been able to, like, for example, power wash the house, or if you're running a hose, or processing chickens is a huge process. Like, we have to really ration and think ahead and plan ahead.
Yeah.
And so what we are always thinking about water here.
Right.
And that was something we didn't expect. So we, again, this is something to consider if anybody is buying a new property, or like, I don't know how you could test it appropriately to make sure that it can handle large loads of water. And again, if we were just all doing laundry, showering, doing all those basic things, it would be fine. Yeah. But it's the load of being on a farm. Well,
and this is a little, I will say that this is a tip, is if you're going to buy a property on a well, they'll give you a rate of like, oh, it should produce 5 gallons of water per minute without a problem, or something like that. But I would definitely say is maybe take it a step further if you have a chance to get on it before you actually purchase it, is to make sure that they actually get you some better data on, like, so maybe it can run at 5 gallons per minute, and that's fine for like just straight up residential use. But maybe you want to have a 55-gallon drum that you bring on the property, or you have a way of having that bucket fill up multiple times within a matter of like, so you can see if you can get 20, can I get 20 gallons of water in a constant run and have it producing for me? Or is it going to start to shut off the well and have to go into a reset mode? So there's things like that you can also do some double checking on. And yes, your well company can do some testing for you that can be more comprehensive, but getting eyes on it is definitely another, just, it's never a bad idea to get that hose running and to see, okay, will this thing actually fill up 55 gallons of water at one shot? That would give you an idea of like how much it actually has for not only the recovery rate on it as well, and all that stuff.
So not having to think about that to such an extent will be amazing.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
A huge blessing, and well worth the mess in the project.
Yeah.
And I'd actually rather do it this time of year, I think, because everything's going to freeze, and so we don't, obviously, folks, our friends in Canada, you guys already have snow on the ground. We just hit cold weather like today.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some bits and pieces, a month ago, but we've been warm. And so I'd rather them do it now, get it underground, get it secure.
Yeah.
And then come spring, we can just grow grass, to cover it all up. So it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Super excited about all of that. It's going to be really nice. Like, if, we've never been able to water our garden from our well. That's why the RPS solar pump was such a game changer for us. So we have a question. Let's go ahead and address it real quick.
Yeah. Let me look into it here real quick.
It's about speaking of the solar trailer and the solar pump.
Yeah. The solar trailer is, yes, projects always take longer than you expect. But
I don't know what you're talking about. That never happens here.
We've been using the solar trailer, and we have the system set up. I have to still get the panels actually mounted to it because they're still on the side. We had a lot of other things come up, as you can hear, here with the adulting stuff. But we are using that, and the solar trailer it was a fun project. It's not something that it's going to be like kind of a long-term type of a thing, probably for the long haul, but it's nice to have a system where it's weatherproofed. It's taken care of. I'm trying to answer her question here. I'm in the phone.
So
go ahead. Yeah.
Josh still has like, you guys saw the cute little trailer that he built out for the kids to use, and they have been using it, but currently the solar panels are on that original trailer that they're on, and being able to move that around with the sun was huge. So if you can create some kind of system that is portable and movable, depending on what you have available to you. Like if you have an ATV, then it's a game changer. If you have a mower that can pull stuff, then that's a game changer too.
Yeah.
So that was huge. And honestly, being able to pump water up to the house, that is the only reason we can have a garden that's successful. Yeah. That's the truth. And then secondly, like being able to water the pasture with the pump, the solar trailer, and the pump up to the pasture with the K-line
irrigation system.
That that was an incredible game changer for us, especially during the very dry month. I think it was June.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was July. I don't remember. I think it was June, where we barely had any rain.
Yeah. So I would say like solar for backup, solar for, we have some options that we're coming into. And that's the beautiful thing about the system we do have is with a couple pieces of equipment that we can move here and there, we're actually looking at possibly using another piece of equipment to use the batteries and the solar panels with to back up this new well system as well. So there's a lot of wells there. But it's just having the solar backup. I think there is some use case to that. I'm not a huge fan of it. I go into kind of a longer video on this somewhere else in the list of things, but solar at large, there's some issues with that in my personal opinion. But having it as a backup system, we've just got another piece of equipment in lines with the backup side of things is our Opus. We had a smaller system. They actually sent us out a larger one to test. And that's another option is that those have built-in battery systems on them. They can basically take energy off of your house to keep them charged up, but then they act as an emergency switch over. So you can keep, refrigerators or the Opus solar, the Opus pump. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. The Opus, solar backup system / battery backup system.
Yeah. So we've really been happy with those.
Yeah. So there are some options out there for sure. In that world. So the solar stuff I think is great for battery backups. I think it's great for off-grid type of stuff. But yeah, the Opus Mega, we've got a link for that. Actually, I can put that in maybe in the video description after we do this. And that would maybe give you a discount as well there. So I have one of those here. We've been demoing it. I have not released the video yet. I'm sure that they are not happy with me because I have not released it yet, but we do not release videos on product testing stuff until we've actually used them.
So we tested it
and tested them. I will not release videos just on the fly with those things. So there we go.
Yeah, but we do really like our original Opus.
The little
one. Yeah, we have used that so many times, and I love that it's just really portable.
Yeah.
And we have used the other Opus one time, but again, we want to thoroughly test it to make sure that and
because we're talking about it, I will put the link for that system after we get off the live here. I'll try to find that and put that into this video description here.
So we don't want to take a lot of everyone's time, but several people are saying hi, like, hi, Terry. Hi, Maria. Thank you for your comment about the dishwashing powder that we make. My mom is the one who introduced me to that. And so it's a great recipe. Hi, Jill. Thank you guys so much for your encouragement. We don't want to keep you all long. We want you to just enjoy your peace and quiet at home. But just for those who are just hopping on, our big announcement, of course, are our cookbooks that we have released. They are digital, but they're also printable, and they print really well. Beautiful colors. Josh doesn't want me to show you all the things, but they turn out beautifully.
Yeah. Well, it's all blurry now.
It's blurry. Yeah. It's not working in the lighting here, but you can check them out, as well. But we have released 3 different cookbooks. They're digital, they're printable.
Yeah.
3 different ones: breads, desserts, chicken, and more to come. We just had to rein it in, and try to do. Hi, Candy.
And don't forget to check out the free resources. We got the link on here. There's a link in the description of the video so that you can dive into planning your month and your year's worth of meals. Annie has to cook food for us every day. Julianne,
for my entire
Marie,
life.
Myself, we even cook food too.
Yeah, Josh actually does know how to cook. He just doesn't do it that often. He has to cook at work. So
yeah. So that's some fun stuff with that. So, and then we'll keep on working on getting you guys more resources. And don't forget to check out, I think we have a playlist put together with the recipe stuff, because I know a lot of people are asking about that. So I know that Levi has helped out with making a few different playlists with those on there. And I know that we recently have had a lot of interest in like the fall type of stuff right now. So you've got the apple
Someone
crisp,
just said, apple butter,
butter,
Liz.
apple crisp, people into canning chickens and meats this time of year. We just got, I'm going to throw this one out there. We just got a 4 jars pressure cooker that we're going to be using here. Pressure canner. I think it's a cooker as well. It's both.
It's a canner.
Okay. It's a pressure canner. Yeah. So we're gonna be checking that out because we like our 4Jars products a ton. They are an awesome company, great people to work
I
with.
love these people who run this company, and that really actually makes me want to get behind them more than just
they are.
I mean, there you have great products. That's great, but a lot of people have great products. So when you actually get to like hug the necks and shake the hands of
they're
people,
genuine.
They are genuine, kind,
people.
sweet, encouraging people. We had met them before, but we were at Homesteaders of America. We got to really get to know the family. Same thing with Redmond, man. Like
Redmond Real Salt. Those
good people.
Yeah, two companies. I was so happy to be able to just spend time talking with the owners, the family members that work for the companies. Are all family ones, family companies as well. So Redmonds and 4Jars, just top-notch people, great to talk to. Had a great time with them. I don't know if you guys saw, we had a couple pictures and stuff that we did with them from Homesteaders of America, having some fun with them. So
I just love any opportunity, in this world where it's like, we live in an Amazon world, and that's okay. I'm not, it is what it is, but I love when you can find companies where they are not only making good products with high, expectations, high quality, doing a great job, but when they're great people, like it's so fun. We did an interview with 4Jars a while ago. Go check that out, and getting to just meet everybody in person. It was just a blessing. And I agree. We love Redmond salt and their clay. That's what we brush our teeth with every night. We all look a little weird, but it's just the real deal, and it was fun getting to know more about the agriculture side of Redmond, because they, put out
minerals for people, but minerals for animals.
Yeah, they do it for animals as well. So it's really cool to learn about that side of stuff too. So it was fun. So that was a rabbit trail, but we just really loved meeting those people. And
we'll throw some links on, because I know 4Jars.
You guys get discounts through these links. I mean, if you're going to buy this stuff anyway, you might as well give it.
Doesn't cost you anymore. It actually saves you some money.
So we just love supporting these guys. And so I'm excited to try out my pressure canner from 4Jars. You guys know I love my Presto, and I still love my Presto. But those of you who are on the fence, I won't name names if you're on the fence, but I know who you are. If you're on the fence with the Presto, then I'll give you a good solid review on the 4Jars.
And if you are interested and you already have knowledge of 4Jars and their great products, we can't give you the details because they just sent us an email today, but they are having some huge Black Friday sales coming up here. So we will try to get some of that information out on social media and whatnot as well. So make sure you follow like the community posts or any of the social media stuff. We'll be trying to put, once again, we throw our links in there. It does help us out. But it actually saves you money, and it doesn't cost you any more money for using our links. So there you go. There's a disclaimer.
And we don't really give you links for stuff that we don't use. So
all the
you
time.
Can be at peace with that. So.
Question real quick here. Keep firing off your questions. We're going to be on here for a little bit longer.
Well, I was trying to let them go.
I know, but
I'm getting a lot of comments about the apple butter. Julienne, I don't even like apple butter. Except for Julienne's. It's so good. It is so good. We're going to put it out for Thanksgiving. It's a perfect, like with our homemade challah. So if you need a good bread recipe coming up for Thanksgiving, pretty sure we have a video.
Yeah. Video?
I think I have a video with challah. Oh, and it's in the new cookbook, by the way, just shameless plug.
Jeez.
But, you will not go back once you start making homemade challah bread. So try it with the apple butter on it. It's so good. Try the apple butter. It's so easy. One of my friends from fellowship, she just was handing out apples again. And I mean, we're
apple crisp, apple butter,
making all the things.
Apple, what's the puffy thing?
Apple crepe cake.
Apple crepe cake. That I've made that at work for the guys a couple times.
It's so pretty.
Real quick, your question is: do you have any recommendation for the solar chicken netting / that kind of stuff? The solar side of it, there's a ton of stuff out there. I would say go to Premier One. Premier One, we don't get anything from them at all, but
it's okay, Diana.
Premier
welcome.
One is a great resource. They're right in Indiana, Iowa, one of those neighboring states of ours here. But they have the Premier One chicken netting. They have all the poultry netting, like different ones. So they have stuff set up specifically for the portable chicken netting systems, and they have different energizers. I would say if you have the opportunity to get something that you can plug in or run one primary hot wire across your property from a place that you can get an energizer plugged into the wall somewhere, I would highly recommend that. So even if you don't want like hot wire around your entire property, run a leader line out your property and use that as like your tie-in line, and then tie in your netting system as you're rotating it down the way there, because you will be so much happier with the consistency and the bang for the buck as far as buying something that you plug directly into a power source versus using solar. So there's my caveat on that. We've learned this because we had another solar system. It worked out well. But you always have to be worrying about, is it staying charged? Is the battery system going to stay, fresh in it?
Yeah. Cause
moving ground rods all the time, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was okay.
It
the
worked
best
great
case
for what
scenario
it was.
is when we just run, we use a 5-wire electric fence,
Perimeter
a
fence,
perimeter fence.
Yeah.
If you can run a line directly to that perimeter fence is better. But we've done both and both work.
But to the point, if you don't want to use a huge perimeter fence system and you can at least get one, like basically I call it a leader line out on like a fence post system, then you can just tie in and use that one kind of like a electrical tie-in spot. So, all right, here we go.
All right. With Thanksgiving coming up in just a few short days, Erica. Okay. So we are not processing our own Thanksgiving turkey this year.
We have in the past.
We have. And I do want to say it was, we've only done that once. Actually.
It was the best turkey ever.
It was the biggest turkey we've ever. I barely fit that thing in my roaster.
Yeah,
I was like beginning to kind of strategize what I was going to do if I could not fit it in my roaster, but we shoved that bad boy in there. Anyway, it was the most delicious turkey ever. We do a brine. So we got this recipe from Josh's sister. We do a 3-day brine, and it is so good.
Maybe we'll type it up and we'll post it somewhere.
I'll post it somewhere for you guys. You don't run it. You're running out of time, but like if you put it in tomorrow, you should be fine. But I will never go back. Never. It's so good with the brine on it, and then you do an herb butter, like out, rub down before you do that hot toast at the beginning, and then do it for bake it for 3 hours, something like that. Yeah. It's so good. But if you have the opportunity to get a farm fresh turkey, definitely do it. It took us, because that turkey was so stinking big, we had to hand pluck that thing, and that is why we have not done another turkey since then, because hand plucking that thing it took us, there were 4 or 5 of us plucking, and I think we gave up after half an hour, and I was like, forget it. I'm just going to burn off the rest.
All right, real quick, do a very condensed version of the big announcement.
Cookbooks, digital.
Cookbooks, yes.
Cookbooks, digital, printable. I don't want to just say digital because that scares some people off, because I know not everybody likes to have stuff on their phone or their computer.
Right.
We made them so that you can print them, and they turn out really nice and really beautiful. I know it's hard to see because of the lighting, but 3 cookbooks, everyday breads, gourmet desserts, and easy chicken recipes, chicken made easy. And so if you can chicken, or if you like buying chicken from the store, you can do these recipes. If you like using, healthy cream of chicken soup, or you want to make homemade cream of chicken soup, I have that for you. So you can make it more healthy, or you can do it easy. So I have some nice little tricks in there to make things very user-friendly. So that is the announcement.
Yep. We have a link below for those. And then also we have the free resources, which is the how to plan your meals for an entire year.
Yes.
And don't be afraid. It starts off with a month, and then you build from there. So when she said a whole year, I kind of got freaked out as well. But she's been feeding me for the last couple of years anyhow, so I knew it was going to work. So
I've never made anyone go hungry. So yes, I'm going to answer a few questions. Yep. So yes, we still have the apparel shop. That's here. Can you sit up? Josh, he's not just doing this for the video. This is all he wears.
Yes.
So he's got blood on his other hat from processing sheep this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm someone I know. Don't tell me, Daryl. The turkey, the thing was so big. It was so big. And he wasn't even that old.
No.
Back to the apparel.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got, all the things.
We're out of stock on these right now, actually.
So it doesn't matter. We don't have them. I guess but we do have the apparel. The kids love the different outfits and t-shirts and all the stuff in the store. The girls have been making amazing, like all natural room sprays and
Yeah.
bath and body products.
I believe there's a link in YouTube if you look through there. I should pull this stuff up and put it on there for people, but there is an apparel link on there as well. So, well, there's a lot of things that people are asking that are just like
lots of good
and
things.
it's good. Yeah.
If you haven't seen Marie's beautiful hand painted cards, this is the perfect time of year to give those away as gifts. So check out the shop.
Any new music coming out from the kids?
I believe D is wearing one. D, try one of the premium. I know they're a little bit more expensive, but the premiums are so soft. I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
I can't wear a hoodie because it makes me have a knot in the back of my hair. Any long hair girls can relate. But if you're a guy or a girl who that doesn't happen to, these are the best. These premium hoodies are so soft. So the girls are always doing new music. They're playing at a couple local venues around here this holiday season and playing all their beautiful Christmas music. And we're always brainstorming new music videos to do, but it's just time. It takes time to come in. This is actually a recording studio that we're sitting in too. So behind you, what you can't see is all of our recording equipment. So when we come in here and we're doing a singing track or music track, we do that here first, and then we go shoot a music video. Fun
note, Levi, our editor, you guys see him on here often. And the kids, between them and another friend of ours. So we got the three groups of people. All of the music that you hear on Heartway Farms content production is done in-house. So
when you're hearing
except for
music,
a couple little short like snips that we have for like shorts or something like that, but really most, I would say 99.99% of all of the music that you hear from us, that's scientific right there, is
he's making stuff.
It's in-house. It is done in-house. So thank you for that. It is we really enjoy that. I think the latest video that we had put out was the Wellermen.
That was fun. We did that in Michigan when we were up visiting my family. But the kids are always putting out fun music and messing around. And it's so fun. I have so many good memories growing up with my mom and my sisters, and singing, on car rides, road trips, and all that fun stuff. So I love that I have that with my kids, and even the boys are getting into it. So it's really fun. So it's a blessing to have that. But so when you're listening in the background of those videos, and I know some people don't like music in the background of the video, but we love music. So that's why all of them have music.
Yes.
But that's the kids. So that's Levi, who is also part of our family. So we appreciate Levi.
You mean we get snarky comments about people?
I never get snarky comments. I never get it.
Yes.
I don't know what people are talking about. I don't get snarky comments. Okay.
Yes.
This time we should really let people go.
All right. So we have the everyday cookbooks that we got released. There's 3 of them. It's everyday breads. Say it again.
Gourmet desserts.
Gourmet desserts and
chicken made easy.
And then we have the free resources with the link below here that you can jump on, and you can grab the meal planning that starts off with a month and moves on to the year.
Technically, it starts with making a list of your meals, and then it goes to a week.
It's a whole system she's got going together. She's been using it for a long time. It works.
You can tell he has not made a year of meal plans.
We do not sell CDs. No, we don't.
Maybe someday. Again, it takes a lot of time.
Does anyone sell CDs anymore?
It's kind of like when I'm telling the kids that I'm taping them, when I'm taping them, they're like, taping? I'm like, okay, I'm not that old. You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Hair care. Anyway, I'm getting distracted.
Yeah.
Julie, we have a personal care video.
I don't know if she does hair care in there though.
Yeah, we do some. We talk about some.
Okay.
Well, anyway, we hope you all have a very blessed week. I just want everybody to know, this past week, just so people have reference point, or a couple weeks ago, we just passed over 90,000 subs, and we just
huge thank you.
Really appreciate all of you. We appreciate when you watch the videos and when you comment and share
it with your friends. Yeah.
Getting to know your stories, especially over on the Facebook Heartway Farms community page.
Yep.
We get to actually see what everybody's doing and what you're up to, and get to hear your stories. Like I saw Janet on here earlier too, and now I don't see if she's still
Dee's on there a lot. Doing
so anyway, we just appreciate y'all so much. And we just, that's why we do this. We want to just continue to build those relationships and build that community.
Yep.
And you just are a part of our family, and we just love that. So we're just grateful for all of you.
There we go.
So happy adulting.
Happy adulting. Happy Thanksgiving to all those who celebrate. Yes, we're trying to make it over that 100,000 mark. So
you know,
help us
who's the
out.
most excited is Jesse. You know, you don't ever see him on camera very often, but my youngest son, Jesse,
He's gunning for it.
like,
Yeah.
he cannot wait. He cannot wait. So,
So
all right, everyone.
happy Thanksgiving,
Have
guys.
a great Thanksgiving. We appreciate you all.